Having trouble with discipline in your life? Get a drill sergeant. Bull on the loose. And where is Kelly Clarkson?
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Well, hello there, and welcome to a Wednesday. It is August 26th, 2020. The quote for today. Going to start out each day with a inspirational and positive type quote. Today's quote comes from C.S. Lewis. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Thought that was very appropriate for our week spent on discipline. Can start right now. Right now. Going to be a beautiful weather day today. It's going to be a real beauty. The humidity has dropped. It's going to be nice and sunny. It's very odd because we've had some really, really hot and humid days. I mean, the kind where you just walk outside and immediately start sweating. That's how it's been here the last 2 days. And that's how it's going to be tomorrow and Friday as well. So I just find it odd that in the midst of this steam bath that we're going through, there's one day. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'll take it. But there's one day that's just completely different from the rest. It's kind of weird. The things I ponder. Yes, I know. Our big Laguna Lights is coming up this weekend. Now, this is a night where in our neighborhood, we light up our houses, and if you have a boat, you can light up your boat, and there's a boat parade. Love boat parades. They're like my favorite things ever. And it started out with just one lagoon. About 15 or so years ago, somebody had just actually posted in our community group page about how this indeed all started. He said it was just, him and a neighbor chatting one day, talking about the Christmas in July boat parade in Wildwood, which got them to talking about Nights in Venice, which is in Ocean City. And they decided that since they all had kids around the same age or whatever, and they were all having end of summer parties and what have you, that they decided to all have them on the same night, and they decided they would decorate their houses, light them up, put all kinds of decorations out and such. And he said that a lot of boats came down to check out the houses that were all lit up, which is probably how the boat parade got started. Meanwhile, in the last couple of years, other lagoons have started taking part, mine included, which I'm very excited about. So I went to the dollar store, got me a bunch of neon light up stuff. I got some little helicopter whirlies. I got some bouncy balls. I got some just regular necklaces and such. We are potentially going to get some rain from one of these hurricanes that is coming up the coast on Saturday. So I'm really hoping that it veers off into another direction, or I don't know what happens if it rains. We've been lucky the last couple of years since I've been taking part that it has not rained. So we'll see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed for us. It's a big night around here. We all look forward to it. One of my favorite nights of the year. There was a bull on the loose in Florida. Yeah, just roaming around the streets. People are trying to lasso him and get him, and he was not having any parts of it. They finally had to bring in a professional, and they did corral him, but they have no idea where he came from. Who has a bull just hanging out in their backyard or something? I don't know. It's weird. Where did the bull come from? That's what I want to know. Just tell me, where did the bull come from? So they have the bull, but they still have no idea where he is from, nor how he got out. It'd be very interesting to walk out your front door and be like, oh, hello, bull. I hope you're not wearing red that day, right? They always say now that bulls are, in fact, colorblind. Had nothing to do with the red. It was the shaking of the blanket or the cape or what have you that made him charge. So if you were wearing red, you were probably safe. Well, let me take that back. You're probably not safe, but it doesn't depend on the color that you're wearing. If I saw a bull, I would just turn around and go back in the house. Yeah, I think that would be the smartest thing to do. This time of year is the worst for watching television. I still am very ingrained in my old habits and routine of watching network television during the week. Drives my husband crazy. I'll even watch reruns before I'll switch off to something else. I do go to my, old channels where I'll watch old sitcom reruns and stuff like that. But, occasionally we'll put on something, one of these stupid summer shows, and we tune into America's Got Talent from time to time. So I turned it on last night, and, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, Kelly Clarkson was sitting in for Simon Cowell because I think I mentioned at the time, Simon Cowell had an accident on his new electric bike and broke part of his back. So I know she signed on for the 1 week. Some articles were saying that she was going to fill in for him while he was out. But then last night I turned it on and there was only 3 judges. It was only the 3 normal judges minus Simon Cowell, which is Howie Mandel, Heidi Klum, and Sofia Vergara is one of the judges this year. What happened to Kelly Clarkson? Did Simon see her performance and decide he didn't like it and got her off the show? I don't know. Poor Kelly Clarkson. I like Kelly. I think her talk show has been renewed for another year, although I'm not sure. And I'm only saying that because I haven't heard that it's been canceled, and usually that news is, pretty rampant. You probably would have heard that. That's my guesstimate. So I think she's coming back. Speaking of talk shows, guess who is premiering a new talk show this fall? Drew Barrymore. That's right. Saw a commercial for it yesterday. She's going to be doing the Drew Barrymore show. And unfortunately for her, and I don't know how much say, if any, they have into things like this, but at least here in the Philadelphia area, it's going to be broadcast at 9 a.m. every day on CBS, up against Kelly and Ryan. There have been many shows that have gone up against Kelly and Ryan, and Regis and Kelly, and Regis and Kathy Lee, and Kelly and Michael, and they always fail. Always fail. Because that show, man, people love that show. I don't know what's going to happen in the fall, though. I hope they get back in the studio. Even if they're not in front of an audience, I would rather them be back in the studio than at home talking over top of each other constantly. We'll see what happens. I don't know. A lot of people now just be like, oh, well, we can do things from home now. That's how we're going to do it. But yeah, the show is sorely lacking with the two of them each being at home, basically Zooming their show. It's not good. I don't enjoy it at all. So good luck to Drew Barrymore. I will check it out for sure. I'm a fan of hers. I like her a lot. She's definitely had her troubles through the years, but she always stands back up. Girl after my own heart. Stands back up and does what needs to be done. For the topic today, I wanted to talk about sunscreen. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of sunscreen. So that answers the question of whether I prefer the scented or the unscented, right? My girl Libby was here visiting this year, and she had brought some, what is the name of it? It's not Bain de Soleil. That's what I used for many, many years was Bain de Soleil. The orange jelly. Do you remember that? I think they still sell it. I'm not sure. Okay, it's Wine Tropic, and it smells almost like your old school suntan lotion from back in the day, like the old days of the copper tone, and just reminds you of summer, doesn't it? Love it. So I wanted to hear from you. Do you like the scented or the unscented? Now, most people have said scented. There's a couple that said unscented. Jim says unscented. Eleanor says unscented. Don't need bees and flies sniffing around. I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess that maybe encourages them. I typically don't wear any body spray like you like to use in the summertime for that specific reason. I don't want to attract any bugs. But I'm not so sure. I guess it's the same. I'm not sure. But other than that, I think everybody else said scented. Cheryl says scented. I love the copper tone scent. Cocoa butter, tropical smells. Reminds me of happy summers at the beach growing up. Yes. Michelle says scented. Reminds me of summer. Kate says scented. It's the same brand I use, and I love it. John says coconut, preferably. Seinfeld episode. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but I'm sure many of you do. Nicole says scented. Love that summer smell. Yeah. I have soaps that have that suntan lotionist type smell. I don't like pure coconut smell. It's got to have that other stuff mixed in with it. If it's just coconut, I don't really enjoy it, which is odd. I know. I think that we have determined that I am odd. But yeah, it has to have that other type of stuff to kind of infuse with the coconut scent, or it's just a little too coconutty for me personally. Continuing our conversation on discipline. We're talking about living with intention all this month. Are you having some trouble with your discipline? Are you following the tips I've been giving, but still not working out the way you hope? I feel you. I've been there. I can wake up with the greatest intentions and still get nothing done. So what then? Get yourself an accountability partner. Line someone up that will keep you in line and make sure you are doing what you say you will. Some people will be okay with checking in with their spouse. Mine, I can give him an excuse and he'll let me off the hook. So I personally would need someone to be a little more tougher on me. And if that's your case as well, I encourage you to get someone that will be hard on you. Someone that will question your every excuse to help you dig deep to find out what is really stopping you. Do you have someone like that in your life? If not, get you one. Hopefully you have a spouse, friend, sister, or parent that can serve this purpose for you. If not, ask for help in a Facebook group. There are so many groups now designed for so many different purposes. Are you looking to get organized? It's a great group for that. Are you trying to spend more time on your knitting? There's a group for that. Are you looking to build up skills in a particular area? I'm sure there's a group for that. Health and fitness? Yep. There's a billion groups for that. How about business type goals? Yep. Groups for that too. Ask for an accountability partner inside that group, and I'm sure you will find at least one, probably more. Do you need more accountability than that? Oh, I have an idea for that too. Do you know that you can hire someone for just about anything? Seriously. Dependent, of course, on how much money you have to spend on something like this. But if you are really serious about something, you can usually find a way. This is why people who hire trainers, personal trainers, are usually so much more successful. They have an accountability partner. You have someone guiding you and telling you exactly what you need to do to meet your goal. And if you don't show up or work hard enough, they're going to tell you that. I remember the first time I had a trainer and I had to make appointments. And if I were going to cancel for whatever reason, I needed to call him. This was before, text messaging and all of that stuff. So I would actually have to pick up the phone and talk to him to let him know I would not be coming that day. And his whole business was appointment-based. So, I really had to let him know if I couldn't just not show up. And every time I would do that, he'd go, all right, it's your body. A little bit of Italian mother guilt he was laying on me. Now, I had a business coach for a while as well. I really want to get another one, but they can be pricey. But it's usually well worth the price once you see results. You have to look at costs like these as investments. Do your research and make sure you are getting someone who knows their blank and can get you where you want to go. As you move along in this process, you should be hopefully now able to hold yourself a little more accountable because your partner won't always be there. There may be times when you will be on your own, and it's important to learn how to depend on yourself. Once you get a little success under your belt, it's usually easier to stick with it, and they eventually become new habits and part of your regular routine. Then you won't even need reminding. You'll just automatically do what you do, like brushing your teeth. And then you can tackle a new goal. Doesn't that sound exciting? I know, I'm excited too. Tomorrow we will focus on the best time to undertake a new challenge, routine, goal, etc. Oh, it is hump day already. This week's going fast. Is it just me? I want you to go on out there and be a badass. You know I'm cheering you on.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit Hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.
Time for a drill, Sergeant.